from It's an Ink and Stampede, and I'd like to welcome you to part 1 of my Home for Thanksgiving project. This video format is like a step-by-step video with minimal editing. It's made for anybody that wants to see how I start working on a project, everything from the beginning preparation all the way through to the end. So for this video, this is part 1, as I said, and I'm just going to show you everything for my preparation for the project, everything from pattern paper selection, color for solid cardstock selection choices, as well as any inks and embellishments. So for this one, I'm going to use my AccuCut die. It's a door, and I have these kits available on my Etsy shop, which I'll have listed that address at the end of the video, and also you'll see it at the bottom of this YouTube video. Under the description of this video, you'll also see the address. But I have 5 chipboard pages. The front one is going to be a storm door. I intend to cut this out with a craft knife, and I also, hopefully I'm not going to blind you with this, have a piece of clear acrylic that I'm going to mount behind that, and it'll look like glass. So I'll cover this up so I don't hit you with the glare. And you get 5 pages and lots of little pieces, some hinges, a key. It comes with the 2 binding rings, doorknob, and I'm going to use the home probably somewhere around here, I think, and I'm going to mount a wreath on the door here with some stamps. So that's my intention for this project, and we'll go through each one of the pages a little at a time with new ideas for how to come up with ways to mount your photos and to do some journaling. So that's the chipboard album project, and I will show you what I chose for my paper selection. I have a couple more fall projects that I'm working on, so I decided not to use the new Bo Bunny line, but I'm going to use last year's SEI Homestead. Loved this paper. I used it last year, and I have some extra, and I thought it would be really beautiful for this project. So I'll show you just some of these real quick. They're all, a lot of them have the beautiful foil, so hopefully you're not getting too much glare with that. But lots of gorgeous leaves and patterns. I think I could go a long way with these. I love these pumpkins. A lot of fun ways to use these patterns. These are nice plain pieces that'll be great for matting. And then of course they're 2-sided. So in this kit I got 2 sheets for each one. There's some nice solids back here. Nice neutral tones. There's a lot of basic colors that work really well with my Stampin' Up! Cardstocks that I have. So that is what I'm going to pull out next. I also have the companion papers that went with this, and I honestly have not used any of these yet. So we'll go through here and see if there's some that I want to use from here also. So real pretty papers to start with. I think we can come up with something really nice. So that's that for the pattern paper, SEI's Homestead from last season. And then my Stampin' Up! Cardstocks. I went through my catalog and I started looking at if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up!, there's the In Colors, and then there's 4 more collections that are always available continually. The Brights, Subtles, Regals, and Neutrals. So I looked at those, and I also have a color coach that I purchased from the catalog. It's over here for $2.50 if anybody's interested. But I pulled out 4 colors from the Stampin' Up! Cardstocks that went really, really well with that paper from SEI. So this is the Rich Razzleberry. This is Cajun Craze. I pulled a neutral brown tone, Soft Suede. And this is the new In Color for this season, for this year actually. They'll be available for 2 years. Summer Starfruit. So I'm going to use these 4 colors of cardstocks also inside the album. So that's going to be what I'm working with. And then of course I had to have a little bit of glitz, and so in the holiday mini that's available right now, I ordered their glimmer paper, and I may punch out some leaves or do just a nice border, just pieces throughout, not overly glittery, but just a little bit. It's a really pretty champagne glitter, and I thought it brought out a nice neutral color, so that's going to be an option. And then distress inks that I pulled are Rusty Hinge, Wild Honey, and Gathered Twigs. And then I also pulled the ink pads that match the cardstocks from Stampin' Up! Too. And this Summer Star Fruit I have not even opened yet, so I'm going to show you if there's anybody new to Stampin' Up! Or anybody that hasn't had an opportunity yet to order their new stamp pads. They've changed their design, and it's a foam pad now. So you just take off, if you have one, you just take off the outside packaging. And what I really like about these is that you can tell my older pads that are not the foam, I made my own labels and stuck them on. Well, they've now done that for us. So there's a little spot here that tells you to lift it up. You pull up the whole label. Very sticky, so it doesn't come off for you. Pull off the whole label, and what you'll see is there's 4 different languages. I'm going to pull the English, and it's basically a sticker, a vinyl sticker. They're not that hard to get off, I just don't have any nails. I keep them real short, so sometimes I have to help myself by using my scissors. And you can tell this is a very thin label. So all you have to do is find this end. It'll be the front of your stamp pad, and you just place it on, and you already have your label. Very easy done. And to open a Stampin' Up! Stamp pad, you're going to take your thumb and push it this way away from you. And this is new, so it might be a little tight. You push it away, and then you just pivot it up and then push it back. And you have a nice flat stamp pad to work with. And then you just reverse it to close it. So those are the colors I'm going to use for the stamp pads. Then I also pulled a couple of Perfect Pearl Mists. I'm going to use Perfect Copper, and I'm going to use Sunflower Sparkle. My eyelets that I'll use to go around the holes where the binding rings are going to be, I'm going to use the jumbo eyelets from Stampin' Up!, and those are antique brass. Thought they would look nice with that yellow color. I also pulled embossing powder from Stampin' Up!, and this is the Sugar and Spice, and it's actually a scented embossing powder, and it kind of smells like just a really nice baking smell that you would have in your house. So I thought it would go really nice with the theme of the album, just going home for Thanksgiving. Maybe cookies are in the oven, or pies, or anything that smells really good like those yams with brown sugar. So I'm going to go with that. Of course, I'm going to use Tim Holtz's craft glassine paper. I use this for my leaves most of the time. I really like the look of it. It's kind of sheer, but you can crunch them up and you can make them look old, and so I'm going to use that definitely. I pulled a few stamps. This one is from Inkadinkado. Actually, I think this one is also. They both are from Inkadinkado. Then I'm also going to use my Hostess set of 4 season stamps from Stampin' Up! And I think this is what I'm going to use because it's the leaves. I think I'm going to use this to go on the front as the wreath on the front of the storm door. Not sure, but that's kind of my intent right now. We'll see what happens. I also have to use the Tim Holtz stamps. Love these. So those are some more leaves. And then I pulled the Tattered Leaves Alterations die from Tim Holtz too. So we'll be using that. And then there's a couple of templates that I may use for my sprays. Just some leaf designs. Hopefully that's not too glary here. I'll try to do it like that. So this is the Crafter's Workshop templates. This one is a Balzer design with the plain leaves. And this is the other type of leaves. These are called maple leaves. And let's see if this is a specific leaf frame. I'm only going to pull parts of this out and spritz on. I don't want it to be a full image. Just little pieces here and there, maybe on some tags. And just so that you know, you can also use a light modeling paste and lay this on a piece of cardstock and just smear it on and pull it off and let it dry. So we might play around with that. Then you can ink it and spritz it and make some really nice cool images with that too. So that's where I'm going with that for right now, and I hope you stop back for part 2 where we get the beginning of the project started with the storm door. Thank you for stopping by. See you soon.